And we call for Daniel. I see you here, Daniel.
Yeah, I'm here. Hey, I'm just going to try and share my screen like so. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for attending and spending time with us. My name is Daniel Spar. I'm COO for Stream Analyze, mainly responsible for our client engagement teams. Stream Analyze, enabling AI everywhere. Our vision is that, excuse me, I just need to minimize this screen, is that all machines, devices, and assets in the world will be smart, and they'll be that powered by AI. I think this is something that we're seeing across the board, and this is a long-term vision, but we believe that our software will help accelerate making that happen. But jumping the gun, who are we? We are a company founded out of Academica in 2015. Our CTO, Professor Emeritus Tore Risch, it's based on his research coming out of Uppsala, Linköping, but also Stanford in the US. And we're about 20 people today, mainly sitting in Uppsala, just north of Stockholm, but we also have employees in Stockholm and Gothenburg today. And we provide a software platform called sa.engine, and along with it, the front end that you can work with called SA Studio. And this is a software platform that allows you to build, deploy, and run essentially any analytical model you'd like on any device running across the stream data. And it's has a real small footprint, allowing you to essentially deploy this onto any machine or device in the world. And it's completely agnostic, so it doesn't depend on any other software, any other operating system. And this gives us a lot of flexibility, but I'll come back to a little bit of this. So to sort of paint this, bit of a case here around this, why is edge analytics such a hot topic? Well, it's because it solves a lot of the IoT challenges that we're seeing that enterprises have today. Because the way you often do today is you connect a bunch of sensors to your machines and you load up all the data in the cloud. But what edge analytics tries to resolve is a few things. One is the cost of data. Storing data, performing transactions over data, but also uploading that data into your cloud or into your server, that costs a lot of money. And by being able to do a lot of those transactions and analysis directly on the device, because now edge compute is available, sensors are becoming bigger, that is possible, and you reduce your overhead cost that way. Sometimes, and a lot of times, it can be that you need quick resolution. You need the need for speed, as we say, it is really important. You need a quick decision. You can't really wait for the latency of uploading your data, having a decision made somewhere else, and then going back to your device to make that happen. If it is an alarm or if it's actually a trigger to something, that can also be an issue. Third thing is also connectivity. We work a lot within the automotive arena. Cars and trucks traveling have only, a truck traveling throughout Europe has about 60% connectivity. You cannot rely on the cloud. It just doesn't work. You can't rely on connectivity. You need to do all your transactions locally. So these are a few things. But another thing to think about too is the data itself. So if you look on this case, this is often you see you have a bunch of data devices that are connected and they have a bunch of sensors. You take all that data and you stream it up into the cloud or onto your server. How much of that data are you really, really interested in? And the numbers that we're taking here is from some of our clients that we see that less than 0.07% of the data is of interest that to store. It might be interesting at the moment, but to keep it, no. And actually do transaction on it, no. So you get a lot of surplus data coming out of this. So this is one thing to avoid. So, but you also see that the cost and the efficiency of uploading all that data is just not really there. There's a lot of money being spent on uploading data, transferring it over a network or investing in highly in your own private network, whatever it might be, and pushing all that data up into the cloud just costs a lot of money, but it's also cumbersome. And then essentially you're sitting there with your large server site and you're paying a lot of money. I've been a CIO for a large international firm, and storing data in the cloud is expensive. I've paid those bills. But one thing not to underestimate is the transaction over that data, because you're paying for that too, and that's actually even more expensive. So it's something to consider. So what we provide is a solution for this. We provide you the ability to analyze the data on the edge to determine which data is useful and what you really want to have, and then only transport your useful data into your persistent storage. And through that, you also get new data insights and can refine your analytics instantaneously. So now we install our sa.engine directly on the devices, and we do all the analytics there on the stream data. So the only data that you're transferring is what's really useful, and that way you're going to be having mainly useful data that you're storing. So this is one thing to do. And then the analysis for anything you need to do locally is done on the actual device. So this is our solution. And once you've installed sa.engine onto one of your device, whatever it might be, we've done on cars, chainsaws, machines, gateways, routers, it allows you to query that asset, all your assets interactively, and understanding anything that's happening on them at that point in time. Something that's very unique. We're not just doing analytics, we can also allow you to do queries. But you can also create and deploy any AI model you like, anywhere from mathematical statistical model to your TensorFlow models, whatever trained model, deep learning model, you can do this. And it opens up a can of worms. It's not just a one-trick pony. It allows you to provide use cases for all these different things. We've done all this for your notifying your driver about things that are happening on your car, giving engineering new product insights or allowing them to create new models. Same with product development, giving technicians a tool to query your assets before they go out there and need to fix it, and providing your monitoring center a way to monitor your whole fleet of devices and machines or cars, or whatever you might have. But you can also run financial models on here as well. That's a separate track. I'm not going to talk about it here, but this is some of the things we open up for. And just pure, architecture, what does this look like? Well, you have your car, your handheld tool, your gateway, whatever it is. You either connect sensors or have sensors on there. You install our software directly onto your asset. You don't need to buy any hardware, new hardware. You use whatever you have. We also have an installation normally in your cloud, or we have a cloud, but we normally use your cloud. And then from there, you gives you a front end, allowing your whole organization to be able to query any data that you have that's streamed on your tools, allows you to build any of these models and deploy them directly on there. And now you have your full ecosystem, and you're making your products smart, which is our vision of doing across the world. So this is what we provide. So we sell licenses for this, and that's really what we do. And we have a bunch of customer references, a lot within automotive, but we also work a lot with chip providers, device providers, and also manufacturing. And so why would you want to do this? Well, there's two things that drive this. One is increasing your revenue and your top line, but the other one is, and this is where most people spend most of their time at the moment in this, is improving your bottom line by increasing, improving your operational efficiency, reducing your overhead costs, things like this. So my only question to you is, why not? And if you want to, come out and try us. Go into studio.streamalize.com and try our online version for free. So I'm more than happy to take any questions, and looking forward to meeting you in the future.
Great, Daniel. Thank you so much. Let me see. Well, no, we don't have any questions. So what I normally ask people, if they haven't talked about it, because we have some investors on the calls, is what's the kind of status in your company when it comes to fundraising and so forth?
When it comes to fundraising, we have one main investor today. We raised a seed round a couple of years back. We are discussing further investments this year. The shape and form is not quite stated yet, but yeah, if there are investors that would like to reach out to us and have a dialogue, we're more than happy to take that today. Great.
So if there's any more, there's no more questions. I think if you can stay, then we'll try to have a little bit of a conversation after.
Sure.
Presentations.
No problem.
Great. Thank you so much.